Guys, I didn't lose the other footage. I didn't delete it. I still have it. So this is vlog 33, part 3, part 2. If that makes any sense. Vlog 33, part 3, part 2. So I got vlog 33, part 3. You know what? I'm just going to make this part 4. How about that? We got part 3 up. Well, part 3 is uploading now. Vlog 33, part 3. And then this is just going to be vlog 33, part 4. Because I need the time and I don't know exactly how long. As you guys can see, vlog 32 part 2 is uploading now and it's 95% up. Can you guys see that? It's 95% up. See? 95% processed. So in the next couple of minutes, then tell me how much more time it needs. Um, Let me look. So part 2 is okay. So vlog 33, 33. Vlog 33, part 2. I still have the footage. So happy. Whew, I was scared that I lost the footage. I lost the footage, guys. So happy. I didn't lose it. It was there. Whew. Didn't lose it. It's uploaded now. It should be up in about 2 more minutes before vlog 33 part 2 is up. So I caught it. You guys know that's happened to me in the past. I've lost school vlog where I vlogged in school and like I got seeing people dancing or doing something really cool or amazing and I lost the footage, especially being on college campus. So you know you see so much amazing stuff, and you just gotta be vlogging to catch it. You know, especially when I'm already vlogging. You know, see students with different hairstyles. Maybe you guys have told me you guys have gotten inspired by that also as well. But some people have been really rude to me, so for the most part, I vlog myself. Um, so I'm gonna start on the nails. I'm gonna get the color. Parakeets are so cool, guys. Like they're so sweet and so cool. They all will eat one time together. It's so cool, guys. Like, so I'm bringing them food now. This is what they eat. This is called millet. Um, I realize they like this more than the seeds. Excuse me. So, uh, look who's coming out the closet. Bella's coming out the closet, guys. You guys see that? Bella came out the closet. So she knows how to open doors now when they're closed, and I wanted her to learn that so much because this is her home. So if I close the door and she wants to open it, she's free to do that. And I'm so proud of her. I'm a proud mommy now because she knows how to do that. You guys hear the gospel in the back? Gospel. Sounds so nice. I'm enjoying it. So I'm gonna get started on my nails, guys. I went to go pick out my color, and then I realized they're always trying to eat one time, so I had to change that. So I'll be back, guys. So this is my colors I'm gonna be using. This is my top coat and base coat. It's a top coat, a base coat, and it nourishes your nails and helps them grow as well. It's a 3-in-1. So this is a 3-in-1. All in one is called. So it says three-way glaze. Um, this color is 116 Tangerine from Essie. This color is 958. 958 Satin Stones. So I'm going to try this design again and hopefully I get it. So that's my 3 colors I'm using. And I'm going to start my I'm using organic cotton. As you guys know. You guys know what I use already, so um and what I like about Etsy is they're not hard to get off. Any other colors is very easy to get off, so I like it a lot. And that's what made me do this design because it was hard to get off. I went with this design. I've used other glitter nail polishes and had them take such a long time to come off. But ever since I tried Etsy, it doesn't give me a hard time to come off at all. If you peel it, you can peel it all, the whole entire nail lacquer off. So I'm a big Etsy girl, and I have a collection that I showed you guys. My collection. Um, you guys want me to actually tell you guys each and every nail polish by name, and I'm going to do that. I'll try to do that today when I'm done my manicure and pedicure. After it dries, I'll tell you guys each and every color I have by name. If I don't get to do it today, I'll do it for Sunday. It all depends on what time I wake up because I have to be to church for 3. So since I'm getting my nails out the way, then I'll try my best I'll show you guys each and every color that I have in my collection. So maybe you guys are missing a color in your collection, and when you see it, I have you guys have when you see it, maybe you guys get that color, that color you've been missing in your collection. I don't even hear my kids talking. They all eating. They are all eating. They're eating. So as you guys know, my nail polish remover is a mix of Q-Tex, the nail polish Q-Tex. Um, the one for sensitive, meaning that I've also mixed in my nail polish half Q-Tex, well, 1/4 Q-Tex and 3/4 acetone extra strength. So, being that that's my mix, that's why I get the sensitive Q-Tex. I hope I'm saying the name right. Is it sensitive or like extra nourishing, something like that? I left my phone in the kitchen. Basically, all my nail polishes also is pretty cool, which makes it you know, less nail polish to take off. So I just in soft motions, in soft circular motions, and just rub the nail, and the nail polish comes right off. I don't have to be aggressive with it or anything; just comes right off. I just rub it in soft circular motions. And it comes right off. Today is Saturday, May 2nd. Tomorrow is the first of the month, so church is going to be packed. Guys, like, church is going to be packed like nobody's business. A lot of people try to make it the first of the month, like Easter, the first of the month is like Easter Sunday, because that's when you give your tithes, or sometimes it's the last Sunday of the month you give your tithes, which your tithes is 10% of your income. So right now, my tithes, for this, I'm about to start working for a 6 month trial. My tithe should be $500, which would be 10% of well of what I'm gonna make. It should be $500, and that's all together the 6 months. Not like you know, your tithe is like your tax. So when you look at how much tax you paid in total, that is the same exact amount that it's usually a little bit less that you should pay in tithes. So if for the year you paid $3,000 in taxes, you should usually have paid about 2% less than that in tithes, because tithes is not as much. Tax is 8.75, so you should usually pay 2% less than that in tithes. 2% of your earnings, so like every month 2% of that. Some people like to pay their tithes like annually for the year, and they just go, oh, there's $2,000 for the year instead of paying like each time. But in a way, that's considered like giving God because you don't remember if somebody gave you a gift for $40. All of that is considered your income. So it's 10% of what you make. So if somebody bless you and give you $600, that's what you make. So you have to give some of that to tithes as well. Thank God don't nobody give me nothing. I don't have to add on nothing. Somebody already did the math because they already calculated my income, how much money I make. Thank God. Like people like I feel bad, like, that's why I really don't get into religion with you guys because I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I don't want to tell you guys that. But it's 10% of what you make. So whether you want to do it yearly, you'd be missing like maybe probably be like my mom. She usually do it yearly. She should just go into her bank account and do it yearly. She's so funny. She added up. Oh, Sue gave me this. It was worth about. Oh, it's funny. I'm like, Mom, why you caring about how much it's worth? She's like, cause now I gotta give it in my time. I don't want no gifts. All you do is making me cost me more times. Not saying, that person's name specifically, but, just joking wise. I just picked out a name out the box. So, so you see my name. I'm gonna tell you guys, like we have free speech, but we don't. Because if something happens, for instance, if an employer fires you wrongfully, and you and a bunch of people get together and protest, especially, like in my circumstance, being a student, right? And you get together and you start protesting that. Your odds of getting a job, even though you may have done even very well on the job, if your odds of getting a job under the same organization is gonna be like, so hard because, you know, have you guys seen when people call eyewitness and stuff like that? It's so hard. Our Channel 7, people think like they can do whatever they want to do to get away with it. But some people are lucky. They call Channel 7 and Channel 7 comes out immediately. They call Channel 9. They got Channel 5. And they come out immediately and research, you know, and they end up getting whatever they wanted. But then again, if they want to work for that organization, like you want to expose something, you want people to know that they cannot treat you any way they deem fit unless it is in an equal opportunity manner. But then you're scared to speak up for your rights because you don't want to be disqualified because of what that person did to you. So it's really hard. Like location, the lady, she kept changing my hours. Like she would tell me to get to work and not to clock in so that I could get fired. She would tell me start working, even though they told me to clock in. So, like as soon as I come in, I was early for my shift, and the person that was supposed to show up didn't show up. But that person didn't get in trouble. They didn't yell at that person. They yelled at me and told me as soon as I came in to start working. Now, I usually get to work an hour ahead of time. So that company is closed down, so I could definitely talk about it. I was working at Fonny's Basement as a cashier, and my head cashier would tell me, well, clock in and start working. And my shift doesn't start till 10:30, sometimes 12. And I'm like, well, my shift doesn't start till this time. She's like, well, we need somebody. For some reason, God sent me to come there early, you know. Even though they treat me so badly, so weirdly, that on days when people, because they treat everybody so bad, and the people they treat bad treat them even worse. For instance, they could go from job to job because they have this impression, this great resume. Are they already working two jobs, so they really don't care if they fire them? Those are people they treat really good, and they treat them the way they're supposed to be treated a lot more than they treat somebody who's coming back into the work market. For me, I was working off the books before I had that job, so I really didn't have a job that they could I allowed them to belittle me because I thought that, you know, because I hadn't worked on the book so long, and I actually had to round off my paycheck. I didn't have a actual number to say to go off of. I had to Google places numbers. I didn't even know if those numbers were still working or not. Because again, I worked off the books and I worked so many different locations off the books that I didn't even have, you know, know that I was still entitled once day to the job like anybody else. And because I had been applying for jobs and I wasn't getting hired. And what I didn't realize is I wasn't getting hired because those people, they were just jerks, they were just mean. They pinpointed certain stuff on my resume and made me feel like it was me because a lot of people, they can't take the blame for something they do. They're gonna say it's me, and I internalized this. So when I went for this job, I felt like almost like I didn't qualify for it or something like that. So not realizing, because even after I got hired, I asked her, how often do you guys hire people without experience in this field? And she goes, all the time. Mostly all the people working for her did not have experience in this field. So I had never been a cashier before. I had collected payments, but I'd never been a cashier before. I had worked for myself and collected payments, which is basically being a cashier because you have to collect. But I had never been in a register. I didn't know how to work the register. I didn't know, what keys do what. I didn't know what a POS was. I didn't know, all stuff like that. I didn't know what my money box was. I didn't know what a till was. I didn't know any of those stuff until I got there. So that stuff I learned. But besides that, and to learn that stuff, they definitely abused me mentally to teach me that stuff because they treated me very awful. But again, I had been out of the work market so long, so that's why I always, label my videos as a single woman because I'm a single woman, and I'm 23 years old, and I'm also a single mom. So I put up with a lot of crap from employers because I had my children to think about. I couldn't just get up and dust off and walk away. I don't have another source of income. I have my children to think about. So that was definitely something. When I was supposed to call it quits, I didn't. So people just, you know, took advantage. I'm trying this style again on my nails. So I'm gonna grab my other two. I got my file, but I'm gonna grab my other two. I don't necessarily use it to push my cuticles back. I actually just it's like a neatness thing, you know. It really doesn't really, you know, make or break me doing my nails. Messes with my teeth. So I've been doing my own nails. It's going on a year. So I'm so happy. Um, I stopped doing it for a long time because I would go to the nail salon and pay them to do it. And then when they started cutting me by accident and I felt like it wasn't accident anymore, it's just like with anything, after you go someplace enough, people feel like they're used to you or feel like they know you and get too comfortable. And in logical sense, to cut somebody, no matter, you know, how much you see them, that is not logical in any way. They don't think that, you know. So I started doing my own nails. I don't cut myself, you know. I always chip my nails trying to open my phone case. But yeah, like I was saying, I took a lot of abuse from that employer because I was getting back out in the job market and I had been in the job market for a while and they took advantage, you know, took a lot of advantage. That allows me to know the next job I do as a cashier, I have to be making at least a certain amount of money minimally to work back in that field and take all that abuse. Usually as a cashier you have so many direct supervisors that I definitely have to be making, you know, a certain amount to work back in that field. I would never ever ever go back and work in that field unless it's for a certain amount. Because if I need to go get therapy after they're finished abusing me mentally, I need to have at least made the money. You know, a lot of people that work in customer service, retail, they end up, you know, getting really badly mentally abused by their bosses. You know, constantly yelling at them. The respect of talking to them for some reason just goes away, and they just start yelling at them. I don't know why that is, but it really hurts my feelings. Sometimes I go in a store and I see that, and I remember that that was me. You know, that person. That's embarrassing. You're at work and your boss is yelling at you. Everybody now is wondering why you getting yelled at. You know, that's really embarrassing, and that's not conduct that a boss or a manager should have. You know, there's nothing that they should yell at you for. Nothing at all. You know, they don't have the right to yell at you, and you don't have the right to yell at them. And to have a respectful workplace, no matter how much older than you they are. You know, my boss was old enough to be my mom, my direct boss, and then the boss after that, she was old enough to be my grandmother. So, and then one of my bosses, she was old enough to be my sister. So, they definitely take advantage, especially you being a younger person. If they could have any job in the world, it wouldn't be that one. And then they try to like taint you, working in the customer service retail field. They try to taint you to where you can't get another job. They threaten you. They definitely take advantages, that they shouldn't. They have no right to. And I don't agree with customers take advantage. They figure since you're working such a job, they can do whatever they want to do to you. You know, because to work such a job, you must really need a job. Who else is working such a field like that where people do such horrible things to you, and there's somebody that needs a job? So they got that down pat. So when they do it to you, it's really hurtful. Sometimes you come home, you feel so awful. They make you feel so low down and so bad about yourself. That was the point. That's supposed to make you put you in a better space, but really makes you feel less than good enough. So it's like, what's the point? I like when I cut my nails before my cuticles because when you cut your cuticles, that's like the finishing step, and then your nails is ready to be polished. For me, then your nails is ready to be polished, so it's so once you got that step done, it's like, ooh. The next step, you re-clean them off with nail polish remover, and then me, I'm a real quiet, laid back person. I usually, you won't see me usually with a crowd of friends or anything like that. I'm a real laid back person. I told you guys are my cyber family. Besides that, I don't interact with anybody usually, except for my cat. If you watch my vlog from the other day, interacting with my neighbor, and even sometimes I don't even do that. So that's like once every couple of months. So I'm a real laid back, quiet person. So I like my space a lot. I don't like to feel hovered over. So I also live by myself, so I'm required a certain lifestyle. Uh, Usually when people say certain stuff to me, they're passing their place because again, I live by myself, so it's all according to your lifestyle. So somebody says something to you, and it could be so disrespectful, and so rude, like they can't even come back from it. Doesn't matter their age. Because again, I live by myself, so I usually, if I talk to somebody, I would more find a more appropriate. I would have more of an appropriate conversation with someone because I live by myself and I don't usually talk to people, so I know how I want to be talked to. So that would be the way that I talk to people versus somebody who's talking to people all the time and they're pissed off at people and they're just tired of talking to people and they don't like people at this point in time. So I would have better luck, I think. That's why I take my breaks. I know when to, take my break from the job market. And I never really take my break, I know when to look for better. So to say, like I might be in one field, I know when to look for better. Sometimes you work with people and they get so comfortable and they pass those lines and they make comments to you is very heavy on me. I realize I don't feel like doing the stuff I usually would want to do when people disrespect me in certain ways. So they throw me out my element and make me feel uncomfortable to the point that I start malfunctioning, so to say, not functioning the way I normally would. But yeah, guys, I saw this style on Pinterest and I like it, so that's why I'm recreating it for you guys in my own way. Um, there's a bunch of tags that's going on. I apologize, guys. I don't have anybody to do those tags with, but I will try to find somebody like my neighbor. I would try to film one of those videos with her. Again, I live by myself, so I show you guys the lifestyle of somebody who lives by themselves. You know what you can expect for living by yourself. You know, you're not gonna have. If you live by yourself, you don't have anybody. That would be a lifestyle. You know, you're not gonna be like me. You know, I don't want to show you guys like it's not reality that you would go to somebody who lives on another floor to do a tag when you're not that. You're not that person. You're not. You don't go and knock on their door and see how they're doing when you don't see them. That's not, if that's not, if you're not that person to them, when you ask them to do something, you have to understand that there's a high possibility they might not want to do it because you're not that person. You haven't been that person. Have I been the person? If I had, been, sometimes people's goals and expectations is not realistic. If I was the type of person go and check on, my neighbor in the building, my neighbors that I, talk to and go and knock on their door and check on them. If they if they need to go to the store, I go for them or something like that. If I'm that type of neighbor, then I can expect if I ask for something, then hands down they're gonna be willing to do it because I would also, get to know their personality. But honestly, I don't know any of my neighbors like that where I live. I don't have that relationship with them. I have a 90% they're gonna say no, and a 10% they're gonna say yes chance if I ask them for anything. So I just want to let you guys know that about me because I stay in my apartment. I stay by myself. I stay in my apartment. I still don't even know all my neighbors. I've been living here 5 years, and I still don't even know all the people that live in the building. People have to tell me, but that's because those people also, they stay to themselves. If they don't know me, they don't just, come out to me and start up a conversation or something like that. Some of them have, and that's why I know them. And thank God that there's different personalities because if they didn't have that outgoing personality, I would not know them because I'm a crab and I stay in my shell. So thank God for open personalities, expressive personalities, outgoing personalities. I think I'm an outgoing personality. It's just that with myself, and then people, want to join my world because they're like, you're so outgoing, but I don't know how to be outgoing with somebody else because I would be quiet, I would get shy. I would go back to my shell. I have like no cuticle to cut. I'm done in less than 5 minutes. I love my nails. And I told you guys, once you start cutting your cuticle more often, you have less and less cuticle to cut. Unless you leave it for a certain amount of time. Like me, I do my nails once a week. Um, is shaping my nails because, as you guys know, your skin grows down on your nail, and I cut it into a square shape. So that is where I cut. And that's basically my only cutting to do. I cut it into a square shape because I like the look of a square cuticle. And every week it grows back down because that's not how my cuticle grows. So I cut it into a square cuticle, and sometimes that throws my cuticle off. So I'll have like those. I'll get like those hanging, peeling things. Like which hurt so badly. That's because I cut it into a certain shape. I have next to Manicure. Some people they cut, you know. So I'm really lucky. So I give my hand like a whole treatment because the cuticle cuticles. You know, guys, I'm learning not to stand in the way of somebody's dreams. You know, they want to do something, even if I'm like, oh man, that's hazardous, that could hurt them. I have to respect their decision and their uniqueness. And I think I'm kind of like backwards. You know, my mom, she used to always let my brother come back home. So, well, when it came to my brother dating his his baby mom, and especially after she got pregnant, my mom was like really angry, and she kind of wanted to blame the girl, but it's not fair. So you can't blame, they're both in the same age bracket at the time. They were like, like 22 each, 22, 23. So you can't blame one more than the other. So when he used to get into fusses with her and leave her in Pennsylvania and come back to my mom's house in the Bronx, she used to love that. She wanted to blame him for the baby. So she used to just love when he came home, and she used to let him stay home for weeks and weeks and weeks. Come back, move back to New York. Don't even tell the girlfriend, where he went, even though they have a kid together. Randomly call her and go pick up their kid. Not like how a mother and a father should behave. If they have disagreements or anything, they have to at all times stay in contact of each other. She should know where he is. God forbid there's an emergency. She knows, well, hey, I can't expect him to come and pick up our son from school because he's not even in the same borough as me. You know what I mean? So certain stuff like that, I have like an offset. Like I'm not supposed to be like, it is like a guy friend I have, even though I don't have guy friends. But I understand the feeling of just wanting to get away. But I'm not supposed to do that. Like the girlfriends might be looking for them or their wives, and they're in my house, and then, you know, rumors get spread about me, but it's not me. I feel like if somebody needs to get away, and the person that they're getting away to is not gonna have sex with your significant other, try to hook your significant other up with somebody else, even though that wouldn't make me feel better. I don't care where they would go. I would want them to stay home and work through it. But the reality of things is people run. They run away. Especially if they feel like they're in danger, they run away to someplace where they don't feel like they're in danger. Um, Even if the danger follows them, you know, they run away to somewhere that they feel safe, and that's just human nature. So I don't want to take away anybody's will or human nature. So that's just something that I've done when I was younger. I had a male friend, and when him and his girlfriend used to get into it, I used to start hanging out with him again, and then she would catch us like maybe in the park or something playing, and I felt like I was caught. I felt like I had done something wrong. I was caught. Like I was aiding and abetting this person, and I was caught. So I don't want to be in the middle of anybody's relationship. And I don't want to be the bad guy. I don't want nobody special to know me to be the bad guy. Because I'm honestly not. That's just human nature. Human nature to run away to some place that you feel like where you're gonna be safe. I'm not the bad guy. And I don't want to be the bad guy. Please don't make me to be the bad guy. Don't put me in a bad guy position to be the bad guy because I'm not the bad guy. I mean, if you want to come in here behind your spies, maybe I don't end up breaking up my dishes. Feel more than free. I don't want to be the bad guy. You see your man and you let him know, baby, here. Don't put me in the room. I don't want to be the bad guy. And mess with a relationship that I never even had with somebody. That person starts off hating you. I don't want that. I've had to be the bigger person in those situations as well. Somebody run. Like before I started going back to church, I had that going on a lot. People would run. Because I live by myself. If they need space, there's all the space in the world here. Because I don't have anybody over. I'm always by myself, as you guys can see, for the most part. So they have a freedom of mind and stuff like that. So they usually come running. But I don't want to be the bad guy or be put in the middle. Honestly, I didn't ask to be so cool. Oh, smiley face. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I do think I'm rude. I have people that just contact me. After watching my videos, they contact me via email and we talk, whenever they want to. So, such a groovy person. Um, may not have this abundance of family to go hang out with all the time or something like that, but I'm a groovy person. And I told you guys, my sister was scolding me on my video, and I was actually really upset because we don't have that relationship. So, if there's something that she doesn't like, she can only state it. She can't realistically expect me to take her opinion seriously. we have an argument, she disappears for years at a time. She was pregnant, everything, you know, your baby shower is your baby shower. We argued when I was pregnant, and I still picked up the phone and called her because that's my sister. You know, there was times that she was supposed to see me and she was shacking up with her baby father, so she didn't come and see me. You know, I know about all of that, but at the end of the day, my stepmom said I was a bad influence on her. I don't have sex with girls, especially not my sister. You know, so I was really angry, but I still picked up the phone and called her. You know, through all of that, I was always the understanding sister. I always reached out. I just got to the point where I decided not to do that anymore. And even after I decided not to do that, I can remember calling her at least 6 times out the year, trying to reach out to her, at least to my nephew's point of sake, you know, knowing like how is he growing, does he have any, you know, development issues, delays, or anything like that, you know, that she might need a sister to talk about too, you know what I'm saying? Because we do have disabilities that run in our family. Not saying he does, but for instance, my son had a heart murmur, and for the first year of his life, I had to constantly check on his heart murmur, especially since I wasn't at the hospital where the hospital that I had him in closed down, so I wasn't um, going to that hospital anymore, and they were actually transferring all their patients out because they were in the process of closing. And it took them a while to close before they actually closed, but they had closed on several occasions, closed the whole facility. If you guys are familiar with New York, you're familiar with St. Vincent Hospital, 14th Street. That's where I had my son. Um, I went to GYN appointments in the old Tool building. The old Tool building was across the street, and like 2 blocks down was the actual main hospital, emergency room, and all that good stuff. And it was a Catholic organization, nonprofit organization, hospital, that the city decided that there was another hospital close enough that they could close down that one because they wasn't making the money, and they applied for a bailout and they denied them. So they figured there was another hospital close enough that they didn't need that one there. I disagree because the other hospital is on the west side. Well, that one is, you know, to me, that one is on 7th Avenue, and the other hospital is like 6, 7 blocks away. And in that immediate area, there's no other hospitals in that immediate area except for that one. So if that's where you live, you basically would have to be going across town, so to say. That's like me. I live on 122nd and 2nd Avenue. The next hospital would be like Malcolm X Boulevard, which is a while away from people in the immediate area. Or some people tell me, I've even had people tell me go to Harlem Hospital if you need to go to the hospital. Harlem Hospital is not in my immediate area. Harlem Hospital is on the west side. My immediate area, if I need to go to the hospital, is Metropolitan Hospital. So if you do live anywhere on 2nd Avenue or 3rd Avenue, your immediate hospital would be Metropolitan Hospital, which is on 110th Street, 110th Street and 110th Street and 2nd Avenue. So that's the immediate hospital. I hate living in areas that you don't have an immediate hospital, so that hospital services so much people that it's ridiculous. You know, I really don't like that. AIDS Walk is coming up May 17th. You guys be there, be square. I will be there. Rain, thunder, sleet, thunderstorm, whatever may come, I will be there. I've walked through rainy conditions before in April, and again the walk gets bigger. Um, Year to date, we were going back on donations that they were collecting, but year to date, we're every year we've been since 2012 to 2015. We've been collecting more money every year than we did the year before. So I'm so proud of King's Walk and what they're doing. They're doing an amazing job, and I'm very proud of them. And isn't that awful? Can you imagine you tell a guy you don't want to date him and you want to date somebody else, and then he goes to try to date he starts to date your neighbor, and go, well, you wanted to date somebody else, so I decided to date your neighbor. Like, wouldn't that be so awful? like honestly, that's not the situation, but I'm saying like in general, like, wouldn't that be so awful? Can you imagine? Like you have somebody, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna take a break because I've been with you all the time. I'm just taking a break, and they go overboard and go, well, you taking a break? Okay, I'm gonna go to this person, somebody that you know. I'm gonna go to your church you was going to, or something like that. Isn't that so overboard? Like, so overboard. Like, leave in the comments below what you guys think about that. If you and somebody, you tell them, okay, I'm gonna take a break, and because you figure, okay, we've been spending too much time together, and we're not, I'm not nobody to you. Even if you're friends, you have to know when to take a healthy break. If you're around that person, for instance, every day, all the time, you might want to take a break. You don't want somebody to get tired of you. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly healthy. Um, but to respond in a way like, okay, you're gonna take a break to go to talk to somebody that is like uh, a universal person because you both know that person through you. So, you know, I I I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. What is your reaction to that? I'm the type of person like I don't mind if that person doesn't mind spending time with you. I don't mind. But my siblings and my family, they would not be having that. They would be upset. They probably would never talk to you again if you do something like that. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think about that. For me, I wouldn't have a problem with that. It's all about that person and their well-being, and if they feel their well-being, for me, if they think their well-being is bonding with somebody else that knows you, so maybe they really don't want to disconnect from you, and they feel like they can't be away from you. Let me know what you guys think about that. So leave that in the comments box below. What you guys think about that? So I'm gonna say the question one more time, really loud. If you are a friend with somebody or an associate with somebody, and you've been spending a lot of time with them, a lot of time, such as every day, all day, there are 12 hours. There's there's 24 hours in a day, and you spend 15 of those 24 hours with that person just every day for 2-3 months, and you decide, you know what, I'm gonna take a break. You don't want that person getting tired of you. You don't want to get tired of that person. Not because something happened, but just because that's human nature. Not even your own family members you want to be around 365 all the time. And that's what makes a healthy relationship, knowing when to take a break. So you and that person goes to talk to your neighbor. So you see that person going to your neighbor's house or to somebody that is universal, you know that person. What do you guys think about that? Leave that in the comments box below. Like, would you A, be upset, B, totally cut that person off and not talk to them anymore, C, like take even more time away because you're so upset that that person did that, or D, just welcome the person back because you figure the person needs that time. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Um, so I'm applying my top coat. I finally got to that part, guys. Applying my top coat to my toesy woesies. What would you guys do? Um, like I remember my baby father, my daughter's father. I don't even usually talk about my daughters or my son's father because, as I told you guys, my kids were a product of rape. But he had a very unhealthy, and it was also domestic violence. He had a very unhealthy, aspect on things. For instance, if I told him I needed space, the way that he perceived that is me telling him it's over. And he used to be like, but no, we can take space together. Like we can have space together. You don't need space. We can have space together. And I used to be telling him, even though he was older than me, like I don't know what somebody did to him in his childhood, but they really jacked him up. You know what I mean? Like for instance, and I really think it was his mom. She told him she was coming to New York for a little while, and she didn't come to New York for a little while. She lived in New York. She never went back to Jamaica to go get him. So his mentality of when you tell him you need space is you're not coming back. And you have a lot of people like that more than you think. And he doesn't look deformed. He's a perfectly healthy person, you know what I mean? He doesn't look deformed. There's nothing wrong with him. It's just that his mom migrated to New York for a better life, but she never came back to Jamaica because once you come to New York, if you're migrating here for a better life, you can't really be going back to Jamaica every year, no matter what you left there. People leave homes, build homes, and never go back there, ever. They don't know if their home is still up there, but most likely the government would reclaim the land if you're not paying like Con Ed or stuff like that. But a lot of people there, if you tell them you need space, their aspect view of the word space means you're telling them you're gonna leave them, and they get very angry with you, and they even become violent with you because their aspect of space meaning that you're gonna leave them. That's what space means, and for you, you just need space because you don't want to get tired of them and you don't want them to get tired of you. And a healthy relationship is not being around somebody 365, 24/7. Even you have kids, you have to let the kids play in the room by themselves without you being there. That is healthy. That is space. If you are there all the time, the moment something happens to you, instead of an adult coming to the kid and breaking the news, they already know something happened to you because you have such an intimate relationship with them, which isn't healthy. Um, Like for instance, when my kids started coming back for unsupervised visits, and they would stay the weekend, if I was feeling bad, my son knew because I had to be around them to allow them to know that I wasn't a stranger, I was their mom. And then, I was, especially being, then I was around them like almost all the time. And of course, since I'm a single mom, if I went somewhere, I took them with me. So it became unhealthy. And, you know, it became unhealthy. And when I tell them to clean the room together, they think it's a punishment. They think I was telling them as if they did something wrong. But it was that I needed to train them in a healthy manner. I need to let them know that they can play by themselves. It is fine. They didn't do something wrong because they're playing by themselves. You know, sometimes I gave them time out just to allow them to stop the playing. And, sometimes when they play too much, then when they go to daycare, they want to play, play, play. So sometimes I did this stuff, but it wasn't because they did something wrong. That's why I didn't give them a timeout and yell at them. Well, most likely, I gave them a timeout and told them to sit with me and watch TV, and that's their timeout. That was just my way of allowing them to slow down a little bit so that when they go to some place where they can't behave the way kids should be able to behave, because kids are not supposed to be all perfectly sculpted and listen to every command you give them. Kids are not that. A lot of people they think that that's what kids are. Kids aren't that. Kids are not robots. People are not robots. Um, or if I saw a better opportunity for them, I would send them, go over there, check it out. It wasn't that they had done something wrong. You know, it was simply a parent wanting the best for their child. Sometimes my mom's a nurse, and sometimes the nursing association is around, and I don't know what my son or my daughter might want to be. And sometimes that weekend, I don't want to pick them up because I figure that they will have better exposure if they get exposed to those people more than just being around me, their mom. When I'm exposed to those people in that lifestyle, I bring them over here immediately because I want them to be exposed to that lifestyle so that when they go to fill out an application, they remember that that's Miss Edwards' child. Knowing people also boosts your application, believe it or not. But I'm doing all these PA announcements. I don't know why, but I ate and I'm full. As you guys saw, I had a late breakfast. I ate like one, and I cooked eggs, parsley, oregano, onion, jalapeno, and it was bomb. And as you guys know, I always tell you guys, I have as much opportunity as anyone else. Um, I have I'm just as equal as anyone else. Um, um, everybody's equal. I deserve to work in peace just as much as you deserve to work in peace. Not bothered. Um, so I am going going to I am going to recreate this style for you guys. I'm really scared because this color I'm using is a lot brighter. So if I mess up, you guys are gonna see it. Well, I'm not scared. Even if I mess up, like I'm not scared. Um, I don't know. That's weird, but that's just me. Like even if I mess up at something, the only time I found myself scared, like even before a test, even if I mess up, I don't feel scared. If you guys like understand what I'm saying, like I don't feel scared. I do three coats of this color. I went for a peachy color. And I just randomly selected a peachy color. I don't even know how. Like I didn't know what color I was going for. I just put my hand back and went for a color and ended up picking out a peachy color. And so I'm gonna show you guys top coat, and then I'm gonna start part vlog 33 part 5 because my battery, not my battery, my laptop is charging. But my vlog is now an hour and 25 minutes in. So this is the color, how it looks on my nails. So I'm going to cut this hair, and I think I go like almost 2 hours. So, oh, got a comment. Got a comment. I'm trying to shout you guys out when I get the comments. So I'm trying to shout you guys out. Um, So I'm gonna end this vlog here. This is vlog 33. Vlog 33 part 2 is up, and vlog I'm so happy. And vlog 33 part 3 is up. So this is vlog 33 part 4, and I'm uploading it now. Oh, so stay tuned, guys. Subscribe, thumbs up this video. If you like this video, share it. It'll help me out a lot. You guys know I want those YouTube plaques. They belong to me. They calling me. So, guys, stay tuned. This is Bonnie from Manhattan, New York. Be blessed as I'll do the same. Subscribe, thumbs up this video. Leave your comments below. Again, the question for the last time: if you have a friend and that friend, you tell them you need a break, a friend or associate, you tell them you need a break, and they go to somebody that is a mutual friend between you and them. Maybe you introduce them to that friend, or something like that. What would you do? Would you A, take a longer break from that person? B, just stop talking to them completely they because they went to somebody that is a mutual friend of both of you guys? C, start talking to them back immediately because you realize that they need somebody? Or D, take a longer break? Oh, no, not D, take a longer break. I said all that already. Yeah, so I say A, B, or C. B is stop talking to them. C is go back talking to them. Or A is take a longer break from them. If you guys have been hanging out a long time and you guys are constantly around each other, for days, every day in, day out, there, you always with them. So leave it in the comments below and let me know what you guys think. Again, thumbs up this video, share it, like it. Again, this is Bonnie from Manhattan, New York. Be blessed. I'll do the same. Muah!